Hey, what's going on, guys? J-Mac here. So today we're going to run a sacrifice build. Now, in patch 2.1 on the PTR, they actually changed the way that sacrifice is functioning. It got some pretty huge buffs. So currently, the tooltip reads, banish one of your active zombie dogs, causing it to explode, dealing 1090% of your weapon damage as physical to all enemies within 12 yards. So that's a huge damage buff. I think when you used to banish your dogs, each one would deal like 190% weapon damage, I believe, something like that. But you'd banish them all at one time. This is just one dog at a time, and it actually runs to wherever your cursor is and explodes. So if my cursor's up here and I cast a dog, it runs up there and blows up. It's pretty awesome, man. It's got a lot of range to it. It's a pretty cool ability now. So we're going to run that along with Provoke the Pack. They actually retooled a lot of the runes for this ability, but Provoke the Pack is one of them. Gain 20% increased damage done for 5 seconds after using Sacrifice. Now, I believe in the patch notes, or at least the data mined PTR patch notes, that Provoke the Pack was supposed to stack up to 10 times. I believe that it's only stacking up to 5. I don't think you can get it to stack any higher than that currently. So, I'm not sure if that's intended or not, but even still, that's a huge damage buff. And in this build that I'm running currently, you normally have about 2 to 5 stacks. So we're going to run Summon Zombie Dog's Lifelink. Now, if you have a 4-second Homunculus with Circle of Life, you could run Wrathful Protector here instead, and still keep your buffs up pretty well and be able to clear trash with your Sacrifice still, and have a little bit more single target damage. And if you're stacking cooldown reduction, that's not a bad way to go. I wanted to just have as many dogs around as possible to use Sacrifice a lot in this particular build, but experiment with it and see what you like better. Wrathful Protector there is not a bad option if you have the 4-second Homunculus. If your Homunculus is 5 or 6 seconds, I'd recommend keeping zombie dogs on your bar. As far as lifelink goes, you're not always going to have a dog up, but the majority of the time that you do, there's not really much else to run here. Final Gift, from my testing so far, is not proccing when you sacrifice your dogs. So there's not much reason to run this. If this gets changed, I'm assuming it's bugged, that might be an option. And potentially even run Gruesome Feast at that point, if you had enough dogs around to sacrifice to get globes. We're going to run Big Bad Voodoo's Slam Dance, Piranha's Paranado to pull everything in, and then AoE it down with Summon Zombie Dogs and Sacrifice, Spirit Walk Jaunt, Fetish Army Legion of Daggers with 4-piece Zuni. So the basic idea is that we're going to clear trash with Sacrifice, and Fetish Army is going to get buffed by Provoke the Pack, and that'll be our elite and champion and boss killer. Pierce the Veil for more damage, Fierce Loyalty for another dog and the movement speed, Graven Justice for more cooldown reduction, and Circle of Life for more dogs. As far as the gear goes, like I said, 4-second Homunculus. This is pretty important. The nice thing too is on the PTR that the Homunculus doesn't have the stat, like on live servers, Homunculus always rolled certain stats, and this doesn't have those fixed stats anymore, so it can roll much better than on live servers, which is nice. And a lot of items are that way now. Mask of Jerem, basic pet items, Tasker and Theos, Augild's Shoulders and Bracers with physical damage, and then the Ring of Royal Grandeur to get the 3-piece bonus there. A Golden Gorget Leoric. Now you want this to be physical instead of average damage if you can. I unfortunately just don't have a good physical amulet currently. Zuni's Morrow, Zuni Trail, and then Zuni Pox, and then the Rain to get the 4-piece bonus. Now unfortunately you gotta run a Zuni Pox here because you're running Homunculus, which means you can't run a Zuni String of Skulls, which is unfortunate, but just kind of the way it is at the moment. Hexing Pants. Now you're going to be just moving around a lot, getting this buff, and then just quickly stopping to cast your abilities. If you're going to throw a buff down or sacrifice a dog quickly, and things like that. Witching Hour for more damage. You could run a lot of things here. I have not been running Harrington just because Harrington is not very good in Greater Rifts. There's not a lot of clickables in Greater Rifts for Harrington Wasteguard to be usable. So I've been trying to kind of get away from it. Now if you're just running Torment 6, which is what we're going to run here in just a minute, there's no reason not to. If you have one, you might as well. But you could also run String of Ears here for more survivability. if you have, say, a new Blackthorn's amulet, which is very good now. These can roll preferable stats on PTR, which is nice. So you could then run that here and run a Blackthorn's belt to get the 3-piece bonus with the ring, which is a potential option. So we got a Doombringer for the weapon. Now, this is a good weapon for the build. It's a lot of physical damage, but a Star Metal Kukri would by far be the best in slot weapon here. I unfortunately do not have one. If you do have a Star Metal, at that point my suggestion would be to just drop Zuni completely, because Zuni is kind of holding the build back at the moment. If I had the Star Metal, at that point you just drop the Zuni Pox and you run a Stone of Jordan instead there, and then you can drop the Ring of Royal Grandeur and run, if you're running solo, a Unity, and then you get the double Unity action for more survivability, because you're already losing out on the Eucapian Serpent with the Homunculus, which means there's a lot of damage reduction you're missing as it is. And at that point you run Augild's chest piece to get the 3-piece bonus there, because you're losing the Ring of Royal Grandeur. So that's the biggest reason why I'm only doing Torment 6 at the moment. I'm not trying to do higher, greater rifts, because the survivability just isn't quite there. You don't have the Serpent already, and without the Kukri I can't run the Unity combo. So we're going to do a Torment 6 rift, guys, and just show you how strong the build really is. It's a lot of fun to play. It's actually one of my more favorite builds that I've ran in quite a while. I don't think it's the most powerful pet build by any means, so don't get that in your head that I think that, but it's very viable and it's a lot of fun. And with the Kukri, if you can run a Unity, I think you can do some higher, greater rifts with it potentially. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go and turn my mic off for the gameplay portion of the video. I hope you enjoy it.
I wish you luck.
Alright, so there you go, guys. It's pretty darn quick. It's really fun to play. It's really enjoyable. I'm still trying to get the hang of it a little bit. And let me be clear that I definitely don't think this is the best pet spec by any means, but this is definitely a viable option and it's a lot of fun. And if you have the kukri, like I talked about earlier, you should be able to do this in even, like, I would say like 30, maybe even higher greater rifts. So, give it a shot, see what you think. I think in the higher, greater rifts, you'd probably end up dropping zombie dogs on your bar and running Wrathful Protector for more single target, but just experiment with it. If I had the kukri, I'd do it myself, but a lot of you guys have one, so give it a try and let me know how it goes. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.